Whenever I think of Motley Crue, I always think of the Hot Tub Time Machine and the end scene when they changed their name to Motley Lou.
You know I'm a dreamer, but my heart's a gold.
The Dirt is the latest Netflix original film that is a biopic on the famous rock band Motley Crue. This tells the true story of how the band met and a little bit of an untrue story of how the band met and became that famous rock band and just had a crazy lifestyle. I grew up listening to a lot of bands like Motley Crue, and I thought for the longest time that I saw them in concert, but it was actually Def Leppard, and so I got the bands mixed up. But I've heard plenty of their songs before, and I think they make some really good music. And with biopics being a crazy thing right now with Bohemian Rhapsody, I was curious about Motley Crue biopic and seeing how they would be able to handle all of these rock stars and their crazy lifestyle. And so we got this now on Netflix, and I think it's an okay film. It's not anything groundbreaking. I think the biggest issue with this movie is that they don't feel like a rock band. The four members in this band, Nikki Sixx, Tommy Lee, Vince Neil, and Mick Mars, they created the band Motley Crue because they had chemistry. They worked well together, and eventually, some of them didn't work so well together, but in real life, they had chemistry and they felt like a family. Here in the movie, I never felt like they had chemistry. They felt connected, they felt like a band. It just felt like four different people trying to portray rock stars and be crazy at the same time. The energy for this movie is really high. It's just absolutely crazy throughout, but I never felt like it was a band. I just felt like it was four people almost distant from each other on stage singing music and just doing crazy things. But I never felt like they were a whole group. They just were four different individuals on stage. And halfway through the movie, I thought I recognized the drummer. And I was like, I know him from somewhere. Who is playing this person? It ended up being Machine Gun Kelly. And so it's nice to see that he has a safe place after his rap career was destroyed by Eminem, and his new home is Netflix. Last year he was in Bird Box for a little bit, and now he's in this movie as well. So I guess my biggest issue with this movie is that they don't feel like a band, and so those moments when they're all together, you just don't feel like they are connected. You really could care less about their journey, the emotional moments, all of the drama that they brought onto each other, and how they were kind of at times backstabbing each other. And I really didn't care much about that because the group together didn't feel like one solid group. Now, like I did say, this movie is just crazy from beginning to end. There's not like a dull moment in this movie because the band lived a absolutely crazy lifestyle. And I do think the movie did a good job of capturing what these four band members were into and things that they enjoy doing. And so from the very early scene to the very end scene, it was just absolutely crazy. So I think that the filmmakers did a good job of capturing what these people did. When you think of rock stars, you think of like, oh, crazy lifestyle, and they're doing drugs and they have women. That's what Motley Crue was all about, and they put a lot of effort into that to showcase what these people did. I think the fun thing about biopics is wondering who are they going to cast in the movie, and I was hoping that they would have Heather Locklear and Ozzy Osbourne as well, and we did get them, and it's interesting to see who they cast as these people, because it's always fun with biopics when you watch a movie and you remember seeing that like in television. I didn't get to see them in the 80s because I wasn't born until 91, but I've heard about them. You see their concerts on YouTube or whatever. It's always fun to see a biopic and see how they try to recreate that moment. And so there's a lot of times where they did try to recreate some of their big moments in their career on the screen. So those are fun as well. The high energy is great. I have a problem with the whole band itself, and the acting is really stiff at times too, and the narration is just bland as can be. So there's a lot of underlying issues with this movie. It tries to be really energetic and fun, but it's also forgetting how to make the group as a whole and make them feel like a band, and that chemistry is not there, which I found to be disappointing because I like each person in here, but I didn't feel like I got to know each one of them. I'm gonna go ahead and give The Dirt a C. Thank you guys for checking out my review for The Dirt. You guys can check out my most recent video right over here. I just reviewed Us, the new Jordan Peele horror film. Great film. Stay tuned this weekend. I got a review for Shazam. You guys are the best as always. This is Just Watch Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.